And welcome to Mystics MMOs. I am your host, Mystic Raven. Alright, so I'm on DC, figured I'll do a little gameplay commentary as we're talking today about what an interesting month for game companies. And I'm talking about two, not one, but two of the largest game companies in North America. Yes, if you've lived under a rock and you are not a gamer, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But if you are a gamer, you know that I'm referring to Blizzard and Bethesda. Wow! Holy spliff! I mean, darts were thrown and targets were missed. Whoa! Of course, I'm referring to the release of Fallout 76 and the announcements from Blizzard as of lately when we take a look at Diablo and all these crazy things that are going on in the gaming industry. The CEOs of Blizzard stepping down, or like, wow, it's getting crazy, y'all. It's getting nuts, and I want to go into to why this is important to understand, because I have said this time, and I mean time again. There comes a point in a game where companies just want to listen to the board members. That's what they want to do. Get off me, please. I'm trying to queue. They want to listen to board members, right? It's never a good idea. They rush products. They think, oh, we're going to go do this. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. You know, we're not going to have any worries. And it's like, man, seriously. But here's my advice for the gaming companies. Keep it simple. Update your shit. Know your target audience. And don't make promises you can't keep. And don't write checks that your ass can't cash. Because at the end of the day, it's gotten pretty rough. It's gotten pretty bad. I'm not gonna. It's bad. This is like some bad stuff coming up and on. I'm still sitting here like I can't believe I mean, you anticipate a few minor hiccups along the way, right? Hiccup. You know, a couple bugs, especially if you're from Bethesda. A couple of angry customers. Don't watch videos with Fallout 76 people. Ignorance is bliss, maybe. I don't know. I keep trying to think to myself, what else could happen? And then I keep seeing new videos emerge. And new like articles, new shit. And I'm like, ouch. And you think to yourself, oh, it's just the critics. It's just the critics. That's all it is. You know, it's the critics. You know, everybody's a critic. And that's true to a degree, because you can't make everybody happy. You can't. It's impossible. But then you take a look at the big picture, and then you realize shit just is whacked. And I keep trying. I comes back to it. I keep going back to it and saying, man, actually, I am looking for a couple of things for gear, so I should queue up some of these smaller ones. But it's looking bleak, man. A lot of things. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not psychic. I can't make a prediction. But I'll be honest with you guys. Whew. Whoa. Man, I wouldn't want to be in a couple of these people's shoes. You know, because honestly, what drives me nuts is at the end of the day, somebody's going to have to, you know, pay the piper, and who's the blame, right? You know, the CEO is pointing fingers at, like, you know, the studios and the staff, and then the board members are hindsight looking at the CEO of these companies, and it's like, you know, where did we go wrong? What happened? Well, the first thing that happened was the board gave an opinion. That's the problem. The board gave an opinion. Here, I've said this time and time again, board members are not gamers. They're a resource. They're the investors. Yes, they want to make their money. But how do you make your money back? How do you make a profit? Here's a good idea if you are an investor in a video game developing company. Keep your mouth fucking shut. There's your piece of advice. Keep your fucking mouth shut. You don't want to go ahead and you don't want to cause problems for your investment. You want to reap the benefits of your investment. You want to know the market. You want to make smart decisions, and you giving an opinion is not a smart decision. You influencing product is not a smart decision. So you keep to the customers all the time. You always play to the market of what the customers are looking for in the product. Not too shabby. I'm telling you, I don't know. There's a lot of staff. I'm more concerned for the staff than, you know, the companies as a whole. Because if things go bad for the companies, it's the staff that suffers the consequence. So it's like, wow, what? I mean, these are things that are really, when things are piss poor managed, man. They should never, like, Bethesda should have never released the product in its current state. Blizzard should have done a marketing research prior to making their announcement. These are minor things that are like business fundamentals. Business fundamentals. Not gaming fundamentals, business fundamentals. It's like, wow, whoa, hello, crazy. I'm actually going to switch my loadout on this one. So tomorrow we got a Mark of Victory double mark weekend. So I'm looking forward to this. Gotta wait for it to pop up. Yeah.
Awake my warrior statues and destroy them!
Damn, this definitely hurts. Shield saves lives. Hey, just popped in to say hi. See you tomorrow. Definitely, Helly. You have a good one. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, nah, it's been good. I'm enjoying myself. I can't say the same for other companies, but I keep telling people too. I'm like, listen, I'm a Bethesda fan. I really am. Some can call me a fanboy in some ways, but I was just like, man, their networking has been issues upon issues, and I'm like, when they said multiplayer with like, you know, I was like, and yeah. I play Elder Scrolls Online. I already know what they do to servers, so. 1 second. All right.
Let them taste the foul depths of the sea.
Okay, if nobody dies through this, we'll get a feat. One second. Okay. I'm back. I think. I apologize. Trying to get through these mechanics as much as possible. Second.
How proud you must feel to have reached my outer sanctum, but in the end you will fail. A crown of thorns is ancient in origin, and it defends those it serves.
Anal Nathrak, Uthvas Bethud, Duccio Denve.
By darkest water, by Sula's horns, unleash the guardian of the crown of thorns.
By darkest water, by Sula's horns, unleash the guardian of the crown of thorns.
No, I just started. I do apologize. Some unexpected turn of events. This kind of limited my talking capability. I do apologize to my viewers. No, I just started not too long ago. I've been talking about how interesting of a month it has been for certain companies, given the fact that it's like posted everywhere on the net about Fallout, about Blizzard. It's been crazy. And you know, the funny thing is, Scott, at the end of the day, I'll say this. The companies only have themselves to blame. They only have themselves to blame. Yeah, like they're big enough they should have internal testers. Even during alpha, these things are being reported. When you're not doing research and marketing correctly, you know, from Blizzard's standpoint, what were you thinking? When are these companies going to stop listening to the fucking board members? Here the thing is, board usually cares about return of their investment. And typically, if they never put their fucking nose in it, they'll get it. Because customers know what they want. And what ends up happening is the companies start getting greedy, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the board wants us to do this, the board wants us to do that. And here's my response. When you listen to the board, guess what? You start losing money. They're not gamers. The board members are not gamers. They're investors. And sure, you want to make your money back. I get that. I do. So if you want to make profit, which there is millions, billions of dollars in this industry, why would you, as a resource, give two opinions when you don't know the gamers? The companies are supposed to know the gamers, not the board members. And it goes to show. I'm telling people, it all comes back to one thing. It starts from the top and it trickles down. And that's what's exactly going on. I love Bethesda. Some of my favorite games, as a teenager growing up, has been from Bethesda, when Bethesda was just a small little indie company, and they came out with Elder Scrolls 2, moved up to Morrowind. You know what I'm saying? There were so many things that I remember from these companies. I remember playing World of Warcraft when it was not Warcraft, before it was World of Warcraft. I remember playing Warcraft, the strategy game. I remember these things. I remember StarCraft. I remember these first beginnings for these gaming companies. When gaming meant something to them. When it was the passion behind the games that brought the products that the customers enjoyed and got them the recognition to grow where they're at now. But unfortunately, how the mighty have fallen. How far has the mighty fallen from thy throne? How fucking far? Because the one thing they lost was connection with their customer base. They lost connection with the gaming community and didn't become a gaming company. It became a company. It's no longer a gaming company. You're just a company. Because you listen to people who don't know games. The board member cares about profit. You got to keep that in mind when you're in charge. When they put you in as CEO, when they put you in on this, yeah, you got to answer to shit. But you got to go against the grain. You got to stay true to who you are and tell them, hey, do you want to make a profit or do you want to antagonize millions of customers and lose your investment? Because that's all you're doing. And it's crazy to me. And people keep saying, like, oh, but Mystic, you don't talk. I'm like, listen, I called that shit before Fallout came out. Before it even launched. I said it's a Bethesda game. They have no right fucking with a server. There is no way they should be fucking with an internet-based product. There's no fucking way in hell Bethesda had any business doing that shit. I mean, have we played Elder Scrolls Online? I think we fucking have. They should have just stopped while they were ahead. They're trying to keep up with shit that their server and their engines cannot handle. Oh shit. Well, thank you. Oh, this is gonna suck. Yeah, I don't know, Scott. To say that I'm not worried for these companies, I'm more worried for the employees. I'll be honest with you. I'm more worried for the employees than the company themselves. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be a trickle effect. It's going to, you know, if they can't turn this around, think about how many people could potentially lose jobs because of their mistakes. Because of corporate mistakes that were just piss fucking poor. You know, it comes back down to that, man. And I keep trying to tell people, man, you got to know your customers, man. You better know the customers. Once again, though, and Fallout should have never been a cash grab. Is what they should have never came out with microtransactions. It's not an MMO. The companies that aren't MMOs need to stop making microtransactions. Microtransactions were placed in MMOs. Now you see all these games wanting to do multiplayer with server base. Why? Because they see potential to get the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. Give me the money. And it's like, whoa, yo, man, you guys are in for it, man. You guys are costing customers a lot of problems. No company, if you're not an MMO, and just because you're a multiplayer doesn't mean you do microtransactions. Does not mean you do that. That's not fair to the customers that are paying $60, $60 fucking dollars for a AAA game and getting a B-rated game. It's not fair. It's not fair to the consumers. Stop trying to be greedy. 1 second. Alright, sorry. Like I said, unexpected stuff. What the fuck, man? Why isn't this... I'm gonna kick these dudes' asses. God, son of a fucking bastards. God. I'm trying, man. Here we go. Come on.
saved my skin. So it looks like we're even. I'm still on the reef about the House of Atlan sitting on the throne again. But at don't have the trident.
I owe you and the House of Atlan my life. I will spread the word to others like me.
All right. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. I have to keep apologizing. I do apologize tremendously. Okay. So as I've been saying, though, we've got major problems with these companies moving forward. I mean, a lot. We have a lot of real concerning issues. And once again, I'm going to stress this. And why am I going to stress this? Because moving forward, you want equality. I understand there is going to be an expectation, right? I understand that. I really do. I do get it. You know, investors are going to invest. It's been months since they made the initial investment. They want to see a return. But the thing about it is, you're going to run a higher risk of not getting your return. And then here becomes the audacity of it all. Okay, so imagine, put yourself in this position. You're working for this company, and the pressure is on. All of a sudden, they say, we need this product out by. Okay, that's cool. And all of a sudden, well, we're going to be a little delayed because we bumped into problems. Well, no, that's not an option. Okay. Is there a reason why? Well, the investors say no. They want it released. Well, it's not going to be ready. Well, we're going to release it anyways. Right? That's the whole idea behind it, right? Comes down to it. It comes down to that element of saying, "Hey, guess what? We don't give a shit." And at the end of the day, when the game fails, who's to blame? Not the people rushing the product. No. It's literally the employee's fault and the consumer's fault, but it's not the people who's rushing it. It's like, why did you get into the business of video game development? Why did you invest in video game development if you didn't know how long it takes to develop the product? Why would you do that? Why? And then on top of it, why would you get involved with microtransactions when microtransactions is one of the things that companies typically try to avoid because they would rather a different market. They would rather approach a different market type. Now, microtransactions in a lot of games aren't bad. If it's fluff, hey man, that can be profitable. It can be profitable and yet satisfying for the customer base. So I'm not dogging microtransactions, but it's typically made for MMOs and not standalone product games or multiplayer games. And that's the problem that we're heading with the game companies. The game companies are trying to justify the micro market. And in a game that doesn't have like World of Warcraft doesn't have a lot of microtransactions, though they've been looking into it and you can see there's, a little shop for it. But it's one of the things that they haven't completely committed to. And they necessarily shouldn't, because they have a subscriber base that pays for their product. So people have to buy the product and pay the monthly subscription. Don't fucking get greedy. Stop it. Stop it. If bills are being paid and people are making a profit, don't get greedy. Don't. You'll shoot your own fucking foot. Don't fucking do it. Now, if a game's free to play and it needs a way to establish some form of, money, that's where microtransactions come into play. And for customers, that's justifiable because they didn't pay anything for the product. They didn't pay anything to get the game. It was fucking free, right? And when it's free, they can justify the expenditure. They can justify the cost. They could say, yeah, I'll pay this because the game was free. It's a way of the customer saying, we support the game because we like it. So yeah, I do want that little outfit. Yeah, I do want this. I'll pay for it. You don't get greedy and think the microtransaction market applies to every fucking game in the fucking industry. Because it never fucking did. It never fucking did. Same thing with buy-to-play. Buy-to-play games, you can have maybe a small one if it's an MMO. You take a look at Guild Wars 2. You take a look at BDO. You have to buy those games, but they have certain things in the game that says, hey, you don't have to buy this to play our product. But if you want to go ahead and buy it, if you want to buy these additional services, it's there for you. And that's an option because they have no monthly sub. So it makes sense. But when you have a game that just has a multiplayer feature and it's not an MMO and it's like, okay, here's a PvP feature and you can still play campaign, why are you justifying, you're selling full retail, why are you justifying the market? Why? Where was your justification for it? Oh my. Nice.
The battle for time itself. There is precious
All right.
those I fight alongside, but we
We'll
must finish this fight before
take
it is
the
too
mark.
late.
I do see my mother and you after all. The fates brought us together this day. Perhaps they shall do it again in the future.
Perhaps they shall. Goodbye, Diana, daughter of Themyscira. May the gods watch over you.
All right. So it's been awesome because also on this note, this game has been getting a lot of positive reviews from gamers who used to play it, who are coming back. And like 2 or 3 gamers said, is DCUO worth revisiting in 2018? And there's been like 3 or 4 videos that say, guess what? Yes. Yes. I was so happy to see that. I was like, absolutely. And this is why, because I'm playing a polished product. I'm tired of playing unfinished games, man. I'm tired of it. Is the game perfect? No. No, it's not. But I'm tired of paying companies money for trash. As a gamer, you know, and a person who's been in the multiplayer industry for a number of years, I'm tired of the excuses. I am tired of gaming companies just not bringing out what it needs to.
We are overrun by enemies wielding weapons for which we have no defense. My assassins have been slaughtered. The foul interlopers have taken control of the land.
That looks so badass.
We must take Nanda Parbat back.
Mandapa back. Companies better get their shit together. And these board members and these investors better start paying the fuck attention to what the fuck's going on. You want to secure your investment? I agree. Secure your investment. But don't fucking give your opinion, because that's not securing your fucking investment. If anything, you're about to shoot yourself. You're not the gamers. And unless you have a kid that'll tell you, hey, dad, who is poor, you don't want a rich kid saying, oh, yeah, dad, you know, we would pay for that, wouldn't we, dad? You'd give me your golden Visa card, wouldn't you, dad, to pay for that? Yeah, son, I'll give you $1,000 a week. Sure. So you can play your games and pay for it? Yeah, absolutely, son. It's not much to ask. I mean, get a fucking clue. Get a fucking clue. Get a fucking clue. Fucking board members. Come on now. Get a fucking clue. Stop being cash grab and think about the customers. Because when you make the customers happy, your product does well. Your product does good. If it's a worthy product and you take the time, even if it has bugs, we don't give a fuck. I'll be honest. I don't give a shit if a game has bugs. I'll be honest with you. What am I paying for? What am I paying for? Because we smell that as gamers, don't we? We're not dumb. We're nerds. We're not the people like watching TV mindlessly. No, we want challenge. We want intellectual entertainment. We want entertainment we can be, you know, that challenges us mentally. You know, stimulates us mentally. You know? We'll do puzzle games. I used to do puzzle games. Loved it. I used to love playing chess. These are the things I got into as a player. You know, it's where I come from. Magic the Gathering, strategic play. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what the fuck are we paying for is what we want to know. And you know what? If you're not going to deliver a quality product, here's your best bet is not to deliver a product at all. Because it's going to cost you more than what you'll ever gain from it. It'll cost you more in the long run. And for months I've been talking about this, haven't I? I've been talking about this for months. Right? Because the companies have lost their way. They've lost it. They completely have lost the path. They forget what it's like to be a gamer. At one time, they used to be a gamer, but all they became was a company. And it saddens me. It saddens me that, you know, it's become this way. Have they realized what kind of economic structure we live in these days? We're losing retail, right? We're losing industrial. We're importing and more than we're exporting. And the last frontier on, you know, international trade right now is the gaming market. So you have to be very curious, and you have to be very understanding of the market in which you're investing. You have to understand it. The technical aspects of the mobile universe versus the hardcore gamers. Because I keep trying to say, I go back to Diablo, they had no clue what the fuck a real gamer is. Sure, it's nice. Nobody's dogging on mobile, but nobody prefers mobile over their consoles or their gaming rigs. No gamer would tell you, yes, I prefer my mobile over. No gamer would tell you that. And no PC company would ever want it to be that way. It costs a lot more money to put into your gaming units than a mobile device. It's like, wow. And I keep saying North America is still not catching on to the bigger picture. It's like they're putting all this money into the 5G, right? But not taking fiber optic lines seriously. And that is a problem within itself. It's like every other country is running better frames on their lines than us. It's like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You're spending millions of dollars in Wi-Fi technology for a mobile device. Gamers spend millions, billions gamers spend. They spend billions of dollars a year, collectively. And you're investing in mobile? Holy fuck me, man. Holy shit. I'm telling you guys. They're losing it. They're losing it. Blam!
Been defeated and the village saved. Severing his connection to the timelines was the
I want to take that.
You are nearly as fierce as an
Yay, me. I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I keep looking at these things and I keep asking myself, the more news I see about these, and I get it, and I do, and I do, trust you and me. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell people, man, I get it. I get it. You know, some people are going to spread bad shit about companies, whether they come out with a good product or not. Problem of it is, a lot of this is not, you know, it's not. It's bad. It's bad. It's fucking terrible. I played I played Blizzard games. I played Bethesda games. I have played these companies' games for a multitude of years. My generation was the generation that helped found these companies, who helped support these companies in their them coming up. We supported them. We believed in their products. We believed in their games. We enjoyed it. We treasured those moments. Bugs and all. We treasured them. So what's changed? Our expectations. You keep jacking the price. If you keep jacking the price and you keep adding more cost, well, we're going to demand more. Because you're demanding more. Goes hand in hand. Right? Goes hand in hand. You want more? Cool. We'll give it to you. But we're going to expect more. It's a fair trade. It's called a fair trade. You know? If you don't like it, if you don't like our expectations, and some of these players think gamers are spoiled, well then do yourself a favor and get the fuck out of the business. There's my advice to you. But why are you in the business? Because you want to make money. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense. It does. It really does. The problem of it is, you forgot it's the customers that dictate, not the board. The board doesn't get to dictate shit. At the end of the day, the consumer, it's called supply and demand, not demand and supply. Okay? It doesn't go backwards. Supply, demand, not demand and supply. But companies have forgotten that, haven't they? They forgot that along the way. They have. They've somehow just lost their way. And it reminds me of another company at one time who I had told, don't do this. A long time ago, I told a specific company that I used to help multitude of products, said, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Don't do it. You don't know what you're talking about, Mystic. Absolutely not. And it cost them. You want to listen to the people who know. Don't get too full of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. If you're one of those people, don't get too full of yourselves. I wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't recommend you do it. What I'm trying to do is telling you within reason. There's money to be made. There is. But you will deliver. If the more you ask, the more you better be delivering. You better, if you're going to ask for $60 for the product, you better be delivering a $60 valued product. It's just that simple. There's nothing to it. You know, there's no hidden agenda behind a gamer. There's not. Oh, these gamers are trying to go ahead and sabotage our products. No. They see it for what it is. And they're going to call you out on it. Can you hate them for it? I don't think so. I don't think you can. And you don't have the right to. When there are thousands and possibly millions asking for their return of their money after 2 weeks of a product's launch, wow. When you have a public outcry stating, we don't want a mobile version, we want a full version, what are you to do? This is why they have these things called, I don't know, you know, research. You know, when you're looking at marketing, you research your customer base. You invest in, you know, that. What are players looking for? I take that serious, to be honest with you. I look at, when I'm looking at games, when I go to a game, I ask myself a couple of different things. First off, what am I looking for? Second, what are other players looking for? And third, is the game providing that in a whole, as a whole? That's it. That's it. It's just that simple. What am I looking for? Are other players playing it that are looking for the same type of things that I am? And is this game providing that? It's nothing more there's nothing complex behind it. Now, when I jump into the game, then I start getting into the nitty-gritty. The pros and the cons. Every game has cons and every game has pros. So I'm not saying that Fallout 76 doesn't have pros to it. What I'm saying is it didn't live up to the expectation of their consumers. Now, what I'm saying is Blizzard dropped the ball when they saved the Diablo announcement as the crown of their, you know, their show. And then you drop the ball. If they came out with the Diablo announcement opening, players would have roared and cheered. They would have cheered. It would have been an opposite effect. They would have cheered and said yes. Because in the back of the consumer's mind, this is a step forward to the new Diablo. That could be still in development. You don't have to say that. But that's what they'd be thinking. When you save it for the last part of the show, all of a sudden, wait a minute. So there is no PC version? No. Okay. Wow. These companies had a lot to backtrack on. And I keep saying that. Just because there's good developers doesn't mean developers are good gamers. Right? Because at the end of the day, who's playing your product? The developer? No. They just worked on it for 8 to 10 hours in a day. They don't want to go home and play the fucking game they've been working on for hours upon hours upon hours. They want to go home and mindlessly look at or do whatever they're going to do. Whether it be hang out with their wife, spend quality time with their kids, go watch a Star Wars, play Parcheesi, play some basketball, who knows? But the last thing they want to do is plug into the game that they just spent 8 to 10 hours working on, majority of the time. Okay? Because after a while, the human brain's like, I'm tired of seeing this product. I do this. This is my job. And that's within reason. So you need a new, fresh set of eyes to do what? See it for what it is. Because sometimes we get blinded, right? We have such an optimistic opinion on what we're working on. We're like, yeah, that's cool. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that cash register opens. That is so cool. And then when you put a gamer in front of it, the gamer's like, I'm not impressed. Well, what do you mean? We got the cash register to open. You can loot it. Okay. Is there supposed to be a point to it? No, it's just a feature. It's like, wow. You know, I'm actually going to not take this one because I'm about to wrap up the stream. It's like the ball got dropped. Beyond dropped, actually. It got like annihilated. Like, what the fuck just happened? Right? And I don't know. I keep going back to it like, why? Why? You know, maybe I'm just talking in thin air. Maybe nobody agrees. But when you do the research, you look back a month or two ago when I was talking about Fallout. or Bethesda coming out with multiplayer featured games. And I was like, they shouldn't do it. They should not do it. They're not good at these type of things. They're just not. And I'm not trying to rag on the company. It's just like I see the company for what it is and what it isn't. I see the bigger picture. And a lot of people hate me for it. They're like, you're so pessimistic. No, I'm a realist. I'm being real with you guys. They're not optimizing for that type of gameplay. It's just not their strong suit. Because they always deliver products that are bugged and have issues. And I don't like to say it. I still liked a lot of the game and the lore. Hell, I played every freaking Elder Scrolls game just based on lore, despite the bugs. Because I enjoyed the story content. Right? I enjoyed the story content. And that's what I paid for. I paid for a game that I could enjoy that type of content. But is that what's being offered? Is that what we're looking at? You know what I'm saying? Because anymore what I see are gaming companies just throwing in multiplayer games to throw in the friggin' the microtransactions and trying to grab any amount of money that they can do it. That they can. And all it's doing is costing them in the long run. It's costing them their fan base. There are games out there that have microtransactions and do well. But these companies need to think in the one way. Why are they successful at microtransaction and why are we failing? Because the games that are doing well with microtransactions are offering the game for free. And it's the gamers who enjoy the game who continue to support it through microtransactions. Because they know if the company starts losing money, the game that they're enjoying is no longer going to be in service. So they continue to pay for those services. It's just that simple. It's not rocket science. It's just the gaming community supporting a very well placed product. But once again, if you're going to say, hey, we want $60 for our new game. Okay, that's fine. What's it got with it? Oh, we're going to have microtransactions. Oh, boy. We're going to be on a server. Oh, boy. I'm not against server play. I'm not against multiplayer. You just better step up your game if you're going to release a game in that state. Okay? Take it for what it's worth. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know? I don't know. Mystic's been right more than occasionally. So there you guys have it. There it is, said and flipping done. And I'll tell you what, Todd. I'll tell you what. I'm a big fan. But, you know, if you need some advice, and, you know, you need a real gamer's perspective, call me. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystic's MMOs. And as always, thank you guys. Have a nice day.